All right, I'm here with Khaldor on day 3 of IPL 4. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, but you're probably a little shaking. Day 1, 2, 3. When did I come back yesterday?
Oh, yeah. We were up last night playing Mafia.
What exactly is Mafia?
It's
Isn't
a
it?
party game.
I have never heard of that. I know there's a
I-
Facebook game called Mafia or whatever.
No, it's nothing like that. I won't get into that. I want to interview you.
Okay.
So, this is one of your first events in the United States?
This is actually the first time ever that I've been to the US.
And what do you think of it? The US?
Well, as already stated in another interview, my biggest problem right now is that all I've seen from the US so far is my hotel room, because I've been sick since I arrived on Wednesday. And
Yeah, you told me you almost collapsed.
yeah, I almost collapsed on Friday. So we arrived on Wednesday, and on Wednesday my voice was completely gone. I had a high fever, headache, and everything. So I spent the next 2 days in my room just trying to recover. On Friday we had the first cast, and I felt better. My voice was still pretty hoarse, and my throat was aching. But we were standing in the player area, and there was a small interview going on. And as soon as the camera switched on Wolf, I suddenly felt how my knees got all shaky and my vision got blurry, and I closed my eyes for a second, opened them again, and half my vision was completely black. So I just looked for a chair, like ran to it, and sat down. And about a second later, I would have completely collapsed and been unconscious. It was really, really bad. So I had I was sweating like crazy for a couple of minutes, and everybody was really worried. They were about to call the doctor, but was getting better. And then we just started casting, because as long as I was sitting, it was fine. But yeah, it was really bad on Friday. I think it was because while I was trying to get better, I probably did not drink enough. The air here is really dry and everything. And
Yeah, we're in the desert.
yeah, we're in the middle of the desert, so I probably didn't eat and drink enough. And yeah, the whole illness thing just did a number on me.
You've been casting for GSL for a few months now. What's the experience like in Korea?
Korea is actually amazing. Korea is really great. I love to be there, especially the food is awesome. I really.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is bulgogi and kimbap.
Yeah, I mean, that's no one can hate that, right?
Yeah.
The meat is so good.
The thing is that every time I mention kimbap, people are like, "What, kimbap?" Because it's kind of a poor people food, but it's a little bit like sushi, and I really love it. It's just available everywhere. It's so cheap and it's tasty.
You like kimchi?
Kimchi is fine, yeah, but I don't eat it that much.
It's healthy. It's really healthy for you.
I eat kimchi mandu, for example. So kimchi dumplings and things like that, and a little bit of kimchi as a side dish. But I've seen some Koreans who just gobble it down. And
Do you know any Korean now?
I'm still learning Korean, so I have like 3 months of Korean in front of me. I actually have a test after we come back to
A
Korea.
test?
I'm learning Korean at the university.
Oh, wow.
I started with an intensive program, but it was way too much. It was
So what's the first phrases that you learned, that you want to learn?
the first phrase that we learn is actually just stuff like, what kind of job do you have? And so nothing that really helps me, but they just need to start us with the basis. So
Do you go partying at night in Korea?
right now I have to say that I cast way too much. I didn't go partying since I came back to Korea once. I came back in January, and I didn't go out once yet, but I'm definitely planning on changing that after IPL, because it's just been way too much. I've been working too much, and I need a little bit more free time.
How did you get into esports?
Oh, God,
And
that
casting.
Esports was actually ages ago. It was with Warcraft 3, basically. Well, you could say it was with Diablo 2. That was the first game that I could play online, because by then we had finally a good internet connection, and we had a guild, or we had a little bit of a guild with friends. And that was, I think, the first.
In Germany?
Yeah, in Germany. That was the first thing that you could think like of esports. But actually, the real deal happened with Warcraft 3. We created our own clan. I started to work on a website as a forum moderator, became an administrator later on, and started to work as a cup admin. And we didn't have really like video streams back then, but we only had like internet audio streams for some of the games, and only like one every 3 weeks. So if there was an audio stream, it was like a huge deal, a big thing. And one of the days, one of the casters got sick, so he couldn't cast. And they asked in the channel, they were like, okay, people, we have to find a substitute. We have to find someone who can do it, who actually thinks that he could do a good job. And I just told them, well, I would be up to try it. I would just give it a go.
Well, how did you get into Starcraft?
Starcraft was basically the logical decision for me after Warcraft 3. So Starcraft 2 came out when I was or the beta came out when I was in Australia, and I always wanted to start with Starcraft 2.
Do you play?
What?
StarCraft 2. How much do you play?
I play. I'm a master player on NA and on Europe right now.
What race?
Zerg. Has to be.
Cool. That's respect. I give you respect. John plays Terran. I was like,
Nah,
screw that.
Terran is too easy.
So who are you cheering for this time?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right
in this tournament.
Right now, I'm cheering for Stefano because I really he's a Zerg player and he's a foreigner, and
he seems to be like the only one that can consistently produce against Koreans. It seems like.
He's one of the few real pro gamers here. And the thing is, Stefano started like really early. He was already a Warcraft 3 player. I was actually casting his games when he was 12 years old. And back then, we talked all the time about how good he could be when he's 18 or 19. And now just look at him.
Do you believe him when he says he's going to quit after the year?
Not really.
No, right?
I don't think so.
He's like kind of messing with the fans a little bit.
He's just making way too much money. Why would he quit?
I don't know.
There's no reason for him to quit, and I don't think that it's only about the money for him as well. It's just too much fun, so I don't really see. He might start studying at some point, but I think he will probably delay it for another year.
So you have a degree too.
Yeah.
Where did you study, and what was the degree in?
I studied in Ludwigshafen. This is basically in Mannheim, a town in Germany, and I have a degree in international business administration.
Wow! And you decided to do esports.
Yeah. Was not the easiest decision, but esports is just way more fun.
Yeah, just follow the dream, live the dream.
Yeah,
esports
exactly.
Dream. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, and you're happy with it, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. It's been great, and you can always do stuff later.
What kind of degree do you have?
I have a law degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bet I don't mess with you.
Why?
You could sue me.
Sue you for what?
I don't know.
Or we could get in a fight?
You'll find something.
I'm not going to fight you. You look like Vin Diesel.
No. I don't have to fight you. You'll probably find anything. I mean, I've heard that in America, if you throw a cup of coffee, that I can be sued.
No. That's the McDonald's coffee cup case, and I'm not going to get into that. But we can talk about that
later. You see,
you
know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, your casting partner is Wolf.
Yeah.
How do you like casting with him?
Oh, it's awesome. It's really, really great. And I feel that we've developed a lot since we started casting together. At first, when I came to Korea, it was a little bit weird because we had 4 people rotating. So it was really hard to develop a team spirit because we were rotating on a constant schedule, and therefore we didn't really have like 5 or 6 casts with the same person in a row. So it was a little bit hard to get used to each other. But with Wolf, it's been really great so far. We know our cues, we know exactly how to work with each other, and that's actually just it still improves, but it's getting so much better. It's really great.
Your English is actually your second language, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You're casting in your second language.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird to me. Actually, it's Team Liquid's fault.
What do you mean?
The first time that I casted, I usually cast I used to cast in German, and I casted Assembly, Winter or Summer, something in German from Berlin, and apparently the English cast at that point had a huge problem. Something was wrong with it. So everyone on TL was just telling people, okay, well, listen, there's a German guy who's actually really funny. He uses all the English expressions and names anyways, and you can just watch his stream, and his observing is pretty good. So suddenly my viewer numbers increased like crazy, and Team Liquid got crazy about the stream, and everybody was just making fun of me. And
making fun of you?
Yeah, just making a little bit of fun of me, but they kind of enjoyed the show. But then someone told me that all those people didn't understand German, so I couldn't just switch into English because I still had to make the German stream for the audience, and that's what I told Assembly I would do. But between the games, I would always just switch into English and explain to them what would happen now, what kind of game I was casting next, or where in the bracket we are, and stuff like this. And Team Liquid just suddenly was like, "Wow, this guy can actually talk English, so he should switch to English." And
now you're casting English for GOM.
Yeah, so that's
we did you a favor.
Yeah, you did. And after the event, Zatic did an interview with me.
Yeah.
And that was basically how it all started. And then I started to cast a little bit more in English. People liked it, and now I'm Korea.
Are you? Have you gotten a chance to cast with Artosis or Tasteless yet? Ever?
No.
Do you want to?
Yeah, sure. If the occasion arises, definitely.
Did I ever tell you the first time that Artosis watched your stream?
No.
So the first time I remember for a TSL cast, Artosis was there, and then I was like, hey, there's this guy Khaldor. He's German, and he casts in English. So I showed him the stream, and it was I forget what event you were casting, right? And then he looks at the stream, and he sees you casting, right? And he's like, oh man, I got to start working out. That's what he said.
I actually offered him, and when I first came and met Tosis again and Tasteless, I told them both, we talked a little bit, and Nick was like, yeah, we need to go to the gym at some point. And I mean, he probably just pretended, but I told him, yeah, of course, no problem. But since today, he didn't get back to me, so I don't think that he really wants to go to the gym.
Well,
if he wants to, if Artosis wants to,
GSL needs to shoot a special of Artosis going to the gym. I would watch that so much.
I'm happy to be the PT for him.
Yeah, how much would he charge so much to be a normal personal trainer for someone? So Artosis, you can go. I mean, you're a dad now. You have to stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
he has to set an example for his kid.
Yeah, his kid's gonna be like some superstar pro gamer though.
Yeah, definitely.
And Artosis is gonna cast the match and if his kid plays like Protoss or something, he'll just like freak out. Well, I guess I'll let you get back. But thank you for taking time with us.
No worries.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
And we'll talk to you at the next event. I hope to see you in more US events.
Would be great.
Okay.
Would be honored.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for the
much.
interview.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.